If your plant looks like this, you're probably making the most common watering mistake in the book. So 90% of gardeners are watering their garden wrong. I didn't water my garden correctly for years. And the worst part, it looks like you're doing it right. So today we're going to fix that so your plants will grow stronger and faster and produce more food. So stick around until the end because we got one trick and 5 tips for you. And by the end of this video, you're going to be able to water like a pro. So water powers everything inside a plant. It powers the leaves, the stem, the flowers, the fruit, and the roots, and even seed germination. Without it, nothing works. So some plants need even more water. Cucumbers, they're about 95% water. So if you're watering them wrong, they'll struggle fast. So here is where it gets really interesting. Soil isn't just dirt. Think of your soil as a living house full of tiny rooms for air and water. If those rooms are empty or flooded, your plants can't breathe. And your soil acts like a sponge, delivering water when the plants need it. Don't worry, you do not need a science degree to fix this and water correctly. So this is where most gardeners go wrong. They water a little bit every day. So that only wets the surface and tricks the roots into staying shallow. And shallow roots equals weak plants, which means less drought resistance, slower growth, and smaller harvests. You're going to water slow, steady, and generous. So what you want to do is you're going to water down to the roots, all the way down, because deep roots means strong plants. So here's the trick. I pretend I'm painting the surface. And I go over the surface again and again. And I stop and I make sure the water runs down. And I do it again. So I'm painting the surface. So I'm an artist, so painting the surface makes sense to me. Avoid watering the leaves, and then I go over again and again, so the water has time to run down and get to the roots of the plants. Over and over again. So I avoid watering the leaves of the plants when I'm watering, especially the leaves of the tomato plants and the pepper plants, and also everything in the cucurbit family, cucumbers, zucchini, melons, and squash, because they're prone to diseases. If you water the leaves of the cucurbit family, you'll get powdery mildew, and if you water the leaves of the tomato plants and pepper plants, you'll get fungus on your leaves. So even if you water deeply, watering at the wrong time of the day can wipe out your whole crop. So we're going to show you exactly when to water in a minute. So when you're watering, copy nature. If you think about it, in nature, it pours for days and everything gets soaked. And then it dries out and it's dry for a week. So that's what you're trying to copy here. So when should you water? You do not need any fancy tools for this. The best watering meter is your hand. Actually, your finger. So stick your finger a few inches down. If it's dry, water. If it's still moist, wait. And what is the best time of day to water? Morning. Because it's cooler, less evaporation, and plants get water all day. So evening works too, but not in greenhouses, because wet leaves overnight can cause fungal diseases. Now this works for your garden beds, but there's one place where the rules change, and that's your containers and your pots. And that's one thing people miss. Containers and pots dry out way faster, so you're going to have to water more often. And don't forget to check the moisture of the soil with your finger. So let's lock this in. Water deeply, not lightly. And train the roots to go down. And check the soil with your finger. And try to water in the morning. And adjust for pots and containers that need to be watered more often. And do this right, your plants are going to grow faster, stronger, and give you way more food. So if you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button and follow our journey. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments and we're going to answer every single one of them. So see you next time and have fun painting your garden.